so far.
Yeah, we started out like our very first tournament. It was like 3/4, like 75% Zerg. So it's nice.
We had to beg
see,
Terran friends to show up. Yeah.
All right, man. Go
We're
ahead.
still gonna have a ZVZ finals. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we have. There's been a lot of ZVZ finals in the Nydus.
All right, so our blue Terran player from Clan Just in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it is Carter.
And his opponent in the top right corner of Overgrowth, starting out game 1, the green Terran, it is LittleMush.
The Stutter Step King.
I know.
I hope that's him. Watch, he just goes mech, and like we were both completely wrong.
I was just gonna say like, yeah, Stutter Step King, and we just watched Banelings roll into a huge clump of Marines. Like,
you just stand there. Yeah, no. I remember it was impressive as hell though, because as soon as his name popped up, that was like the first thing that came to mind. So
Stutter Step. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
all right, so nothing too.
Oh,
crazy.
Critter's right though. Show the Manelki video after.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a
Hell yeah,
badass
man.
video that Manelli made.
So, looks like the gas or the refinery going down for LittleMush as well as the barracks. I imagine this is probably for Reaper Expand. We'll have to see though. And as we know, Carter likes to play. You know, Carter's not much of a cheeser, so he's grabbing that natural. I imagine we'll see a pool come down soon after this gas.
Yep. LittleMush, I don't remember being that much of a cheeser either. So I think, like you said, we might be in for a bit of a macro game. It's a little bit too early to tell just yet. So. We'll have to see how they take this, but nothing too crazy just yet to really comment on.
There is something absolutely super crazy. So go ahead and zoom in on LittleMush's command center. Look at that trophy win, guys. Dun, dun.
I'm just sad because I can't get one of my own. So
I know I don't have one either, dude. But I'm just like, oh, look at it. It's a big green trophy. That's pretty badass.
It's a huge commitment sometimes. When you queue up for one of those tournaments, you're really queuing up for like an hour's worth of games. So
Yeah.
I do like that they implemented it, though. I think it was a great idea. So,
yeah. So it looks like the spawning pool just finished up for Carter. He's going to go ahead. Yeah, he's just a little bit off from speed. So I imagine he's going to grab that when he gets to 100. Meanwhile, LittleMush's command center going down and second racks as well. So factory probably shortly behind this.
ooh, excuse me. Got a bit
No
of a
worries, bro.
cough there. But yeah, so as you said, you got a reactor coming down on one of the barracks, nothing on the other one just yet. This Overlord's gonna poke in though and see that though. It's always refreshing to not see a factory because then you know you're gonna deal with some mech.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like, okay, Hellions on the way to just like roast all my drones.
Or this new Cyclone build too. That thing's nasty. It's been getting my ass on ladders. So.
Oh yeah, that is. I've seen a lot of people use it. I don't use it personally, but my goodness, does it look strong?
Yeah, as we saw. So.
Hellion Cyclone, man. That's what's up. So command center gonna finish up now for LittleMush. He turns it into an Aura. This looks pretty standard with the factory going down at 2-1-1. If we see Stim being picked up, I wouldn't be surprised. No third base or anything like that for Carter, as he kind of just wants to make sure that he's able to recognize what he's going up against, see if it's any early cheese or something like that, and that he can respond to it. Meanwhile, he's just kind of trying to shoo away this Reaper. Nice Reaper control, by the way, from LittleMush.
Yeah, did you see that?
It's hard.
Oh, sorry, but the second you called out Stim, it got started. So we are into a very, very standard 2-1-1, it looks at least. And Carter's just choosing to go with Lings. But I know he's really fond of his LBM play, but he has been switching it up lately. So I'm not going to call it just yet, but I do know he's pretty favorable towards LBM in this matchup. So.
Yep. Pneumatized Carapace is finished, so he is able to get those Overlords in and scout exactly what's going on. He does get this little Ling run by in. Does he get? Nope, he's not. But still sees the number of Marines that are being built. This isn't too unusual. If you're used to playing against a lot of 2-1-1s, you can probably gauge the number of Marines.
Yeah.
And the third being just about halfway done for Carter. So.
Yep. Lost a couple links, but took out a single SCV. That's pretty good. So, yeah, the starport just got swapped out. It is your very standard 2-1-1. But it will hit with Stim, and it will hit behind with someone who's very nasty with Stutter Step. So he could get a lot of damage done with this. I mean, it's been scouted, though, so we'll have to see what Carter chooses to do about it. He's got his double Evos rolling now, so...
That's definitely a good response. You want to get those upgrades. Really, I find in this matchup, kind of not, I don't want to say more so than other matchups, but upgrades are super, super important, man. Taking those little skirmishes against Lings and Banes, it's nice to have the upgrade advantage in this matchup. Widowmine coming out. Ooh, Carter's going to get this Overlord to scout and going to see exactly and confirm, hey, those medevacs just came out. So I imagine I'm going to be getting hit in about, 30 seconds here, however long it takes to get across Overgrowth. Someone's going to be like, this dude doesn't know how long it takes to get across Overgrowth.
Yeah, well, it was a perfect scout. As you said, not only did it get in and see all the production buildings that it needed to see, including the tech labs, but it also saw the medevacs being loaded up. Oh, but apparently it didn't. Okay, yeah, I was going to say he would draw these forces, so he knew it was coming. So that was a beast Overlord getting sent in right there.
LittleMush getting a decent spread, wanting to make sure that he doesn't take any sort of Baneling hits. This is going to go off on the Queens. Oh, he got one of them, but not really ideal. And there's the stutter. But it was pretty, foreshadowing of things to come. Really nice scouting by Carter, though, to see those medevacs moving out and be in position accordingly.
Yeah, and behind this, his macro's been pretty solid. He just loaded up another completely full medevac and dropped another barracks behind this. Oh, shit. Correction. He dropped another 3 barracks behind this. So that's a lot of production. I'd imagine he's going to stay on these 2 bases and just start wailing away with the inevitable, what do they call it, parade or whatever. So
yep. The parade push.
We'll see how this goes. Oh, shit. So these lings are going to poke into this third simultaneously. We have a drop going down in the main as well.
Yep, so this is really nice. Doing multiples, he's going to pick up this Queen as well. Going to stutter step, pick up his units, get out of there. No medevacs going down. Meanwhile, a drop and a Liberator making its way over to the back of Zerg's base. Liberator has to find a different position to come in.
Yep, so this ling's getting a pretty clean surround, able to pick off a bit of these Marines. But as you said, the Freedom Zone is down inside this main, and there's nothing to contest it yet. And now the drop lands as well. It's going to be able to pick up a couple SCVs so far, 5 of them going down. And Carter's forced to withdraw all of his forces back here.
Yep. So he's going to pick up. Very nice. Doesn't lose, I don't think, any of the Marines. He's going to re-drop them and try and take out the Baneling nest. Just has this Widowmine over the third. It looks like all of that has been cleaned up, at least for now.
Yep, so the Queen's joining the fight. He's trying to snipe down these... Oh, shit, he's going to get the medevac. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
So good, well played by LittleMush. He's able to pull it out just in time. But Carter did get the Liberator, so that's a good pickup. But as we said, LittleMush has no third base yet, nor does he really have any intention on building one, judging from the amount of production he has. So this next volley is going to be pretty significant from LittleMush.
Critter. I'm sorry, man. I know I should learn how long it takes to go across Overgrowth.
I knew you were going to get called out for it, man.
I know, dude. But it looks like LittleMush, he's about 39 workers right now. Carter just built a fat round of drones to put him up to 48, but he was down at about 41 or 42, so LittleMush wasn't too far behind him, but Zerg's just doing its drone thing,
Yeah, and because LittleMush cleared this path of Overlords all the way up here, Carter didn't see much of this move out besides what walked through past this Overlord outside the natural.
So Widowmine's being set down now as LittleMush starts to move out into position. He has 2 medevacs. Oh, this is going to be a big Widowmine hit. Okay, never mind. Nice split from Carter there. Very nice. Back up. Oh,
that was
really
a good one.
Big, though, yeah, man. And that is not what you want, unfortunately, as Zerg. He was able to dodge the first one, but just could not dodge the second.
Yep. So Carter has a fat round of lings behind this, 14 in production so far. And a lot of queens, so he can hold this off just a lot of good transfuses. Ooh, but LittleMush's focus firing is just tearing through these queens. Even with good transfuses, Carter loses 3 or 4 of them right there. And now he's in a weird way because he doesn't have these round of lings just yet.
So he does have some Widowmines coming in. One of the Liberators does go down. These queens are starting to run out of energy as far as transfuse. LittleMush reinforces, and I think this may just be enough as he does continue to transfuse these queens, but the Liberator just raining down on what he can. Widowmines all ready to go too, so if he tries to back up here, this could be rough.
Yeah, absolutely, and Carter just doesn't really have anything. He's making a couple lings, but they're coming in at just like 3 or 4 at a time, and it looks like they're rallied across into the third over here, so they're just getting picked off along the way. And Carter is morphing a lot of Banelings right here, so this little pop should be able to pick off a few, but this Bioforce is just getting out of control. It's taking down 2 hatcheries at a time right now.
Yep. Just wailing away, more troops coming in. That Liberator, how many kills? That Liberator has 20 kills, man.
Holy shit.
I know, this one Widowmine has 13. I mean, just the synergy of this army and holding this particular choke point. Carter doing a nice job, wants to trickle in some units and trigger off some of those mines. The Bio moving up into the main. Uh-oh, no, and unfortunately
all the Banes getting picked up. Yeah. So as soon as he lost all those Banes, that was enough. GG is called, and LittleMush will take game number 1 off of Carter. Oh, excuse me. So let's see. I believe it's already been picked. Echo will be the next map. Let me go ahead and throw that up. Oh, I don't have Lobby League, but that's what we have admins for. A huge shout out again to both the admins for taking care of us tonight. Shirshadai and Carter both clinching the win, helping us out, while chat channels are all messed up. So thank you guys. Man, LittleMush is a monster though. He's been practicing since we last saw him.
Yeah, I know,
like,
right?
You could
Man,
tell,
that was
like,
just
dude was good before, but Jesus, that was a very well executed game.
Yep, and you can see the decision to not drop the third and go for those extra barracks. That's kind of the nice thing about 2-on-1 at that breaking point, is you're able to be like, do I want to drop a command center, or do I want to drop more barracks or additional kind of tech if you want to do whatever. But it looks like he wanted to go the barracks route, and when he did, you know, that pressure, he really put it on, made it happen with the multi-prong drops and Liberator harass, so...
Yeah, and behind that, he took his third as well during all of that aggression. So his macro is definitely there too. So,
yep,
beast player for sure. We got ready from 1, ready from 2. We are coming into map number 2 in this best of 3, which will be on Echo.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
I love TVZ.
I know. After that first game, I'm excited to see how this went down. That was pretty crazy.
Yep.
We knew as soon as all that production came down that it was going to head that way. I just thought Carter might have had an answer for it. And it looked like he did. Those Banes were just a little late. They did have the upgrade already, though, so...
Yep. And I think it was a tough once LittleMush got kind of into that choke point around the Carter's natural, the Queens were kind of blocking the Lings from really flooding in, and it was just kind of a really awkward engagement to be taking, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You really kind of would have had to set yourself up in a nice position, and it's just like, I mean, with the pressure bearing down on him, that's hard to do, man.
Yep, absolutely. So let me just go ahead and update the score real quick to show that LittleMush took game number 1. Okay, there we go. So scores have been updated. Our Terran player in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, green Terran, by the way, it is LittleMush, currently up 1 game in this best of 3.
And his opponent trying to rally back for the series and make his way back into his 3rd finals, I think, Ran. It is just Carter.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row so far that he's made it into finals. That's why he wanted to participate in this one as well, because he just wants to win one. Then he better get back to adminning full time. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, man.
No, I'm just kidding. I'd rather have him play than admin. I mean, a lot of people are willing to admin and help us out, and sometimes we can even do it ourselves during the cast. So, I mean, it's cool when we have him, but I'd rather have participants for sure. We got 41 people signed up tonight. That's nuts.
I know, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little torn on who I'm rooting for in this particular game, because obviously I'm a Terran, and LittleMush, as you say, we love the stutter step micro. So I, want to root there, but also Carter, man. I'd like to see him, as we talked about earlier, get to those finals and finally see it through, man. I think everybody's kind of rooting for Carter. Like,
seriously, he's like the underdog at this point that everyone wants him to just finally get his win. So
dude,
it would be good for him.
I think he's got it, man.
As they're saying in chat, the extra racks comes down about a minute later if the third goes down, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So that makes the timing hard to scout. I got you. I got you. He did have a monster scout, though, with that Overlord peeking in and seeing all that. But as you said, it was right before all the production came down. So, yeah. Oh, shit. LittleMush taking a much earlier second this time around. His natural's down way before it was during the last game.
Yep. It looks like he is choosing to go Marine this time. I don't believe. Hold on before I say this and make myself look stupid. Okay, yeah, he did go Marine instead of Reaper. So maybe that's to shoo away any Overlord. We'll have to see if he drops any kind of tricky buildings or something like that, and wants that Marine to shoo away the Overlord.
I remember last time, I think he did like a variation of the 2-1-1 for a better part of all 3 games. I'm not going to like just give it away and say that that's what he's going to do again. But, man, when you can execute it that cleanly, why would you switch it up, Like, he obviously knows how to execute a pretty monster 2-1-1. And so far, it seems like that's kind of where he's headed, but obviously it's a bit early.
Yeah, man.
So Carter taking a pretty early second gas. If you ask me, that's a little early.
If you gas me.
If you gas me. Oh,
Jesus. I don't know why I've been...
No, I know why.
That I made
you
puns,
secretly love them.
Yeah. Nah, I gotta stop this shit. I'm totally like turning into you, and it's not cool, man.
Yeah, he said he hates puns, yet he drops them all the time, and they've been good ones, too.
I dropped 2 of them, and now I feel super shamed. I hate puns, dude.
That's so awesome, though, man.
Oh, my goodness. So, anyways, a couple of Lings here for Carter. He's going to be able to shoo away any Reaper. Unfortunately for him, there was no Reaper made. But I imagine after... What's up?
Oh, sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but we have an extremely early Roach Horn from Carter. You think he's going to do like that Roach Ravager Ling Flood and just try to take a really quick map off of him? Early to call, but I mean, it's starting to look that way in my opinion.
I think he will with the second extractor down and mining from it with Bo3. I think he's going to be looking for. We'll have to see if he drops a Baneling Nest. Maybe this will just be Ling Roach Ravager. Maybe there'll be some Banes involved. I'm not sure, but we'll keep an eye on how much how saturated the natural gets, and if a Baneling Nest comes down, because that'll really kind of tell us. LittleMush is just kind of progressing on his way, doing his usual build.
Yeah,
so.
I would say that's about the same. You know, almost identical to the last build. So. But as I said, I mean, he executes it flawless, so why change it up if it just got you a pretty convincing win? But the one thing that he hasn't seen is this build from Carter. And as we've seen in the past, if this build goes unchecked, by the time the Ravagers and Lings hit your front wall, it's pretty ridiculous to hold. So we'll have to see, first of all, when he sees this and how he chooses to respond to that. That is LittleMush. Because so far, I believe he's gone completely unscouted, right?
Yeah, I agreed.
Like he's got nothing.
I don't think that he's seen it at all, but we'll have to see. Maybe he, caught an eye of it or something. Nope, he hasn't been over to Zerg's base at all, so this should be a complete surprise. The 2-on-1 is pretty good, especially with these medevacs out upholding stuff, but with the number of Ravagers and Lings, it is going to certainly be hard, especially when you pick up. This happens to me all the freaking time, dude. Like, I go to pick up my units and fly out. Oh, so at least
the wall was down.
Yeah, the Ling's coming in now. Gonna start to rip through everything. He's gonna need to drop those. Did you see the circles that the medevacs did?
They're like, oh shit, we're not going in. Oh, the bios.
One going down, and I think with the Widowmine going down too. Man, this is looking really rough for LittleMush.
Man, we've seen this attack from multiple Zergs, and each time it just catches the opponent. Oh, if this wall's down, the Lings get.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that went about as bad as it could have possibly went for LittleMush, and that's GG. So I'm not trying to speak ill of the player. He's a monster and could destroy me on ladder. But unfortunately, if you don't scout that and you don't see it coming, that's what happens. And then that compounded with leaving your wall down and letting the Lings just flood in. So, I mean, everything that could have went wrong, and it's just one of those things.
That's such a perfect way to phrase it. Yeah, the wall being like there's so many things that went wrong for LittleMush, but like Carter still just with a killer build there, man. Nice, like, I don't know, I feel like killer instinct or something like that, just like, hey man, I'm gonna go for it and I hope to take this game off, and took a gamble and it paid off.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take away anything from the build because it's a monster build, but we see that about once per Nydus. It's pretty awesome. I think it's went undefeated in the Nydus, right? Like that build always gets people, man. It's crazy. But yeah, it's not like LittleMush played bad at all. I'm not trying to harp on the guy. He's a monster, as we said. It just was unscouted, and it was perfect timing too. He was literally just loading up and getting ready to move out right when Carter struck. So it was just an unfortunate timing that worked against his favor. So
yeah, absolutely, man. So definitely really nice.
All right, so we got it ready from 1. The last map is going to be Newkirk Precinct. What a series, man. Now each player knows what the other player is capable, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some mad respect going on down in here now.
I'm so hyped. Like, dude, I just look like TVZ, Like, it's so... I don't know, man. Like, but we've seen some really awesome series from Protoss, too. Like, they've definitely shown up. But for some reason, the TVZs sometimes just get absolutely wild. Like, but that TVP last night, man, where it got down to, like, 4 bases and no probes and stuff, that game was nuts. Like,
the person came back and won it being down 70 workers to 20 workers. Like, that says all you need to know about that game. That was nuts. Go catch the VOD or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to sell out too bad, but that was a monster game last night. The Disruptor game as well. Okay. Excuse me. So this is our tiebreaker in this series. Our red Zerg player from Clan Just X. It is Carter.
And his opponent tied up 1-1 as they head into Newkirk, the Green Terran LittleMush.
Tech Force saying, cool variation, more gas, more Ravager. Yeah, it did look a little Ravager heavy. I wanted to comment on it, but I don't know the build good enough to like throw out Hail Marys like that. But I might have to buckle it up and learn this build. I didn't want to do it, but damn, it's so strong, man. Oh, look, they're out here conniving together. Sure Shaddai and Carter were working together to come up with builds for this tournament. You guys are screwed. No, I'm just kidding. That's but it's good to see
people are
that
actually planning.
Well, no, that's cool though. Like, we're getting cooperation between like competitors or however you want to put it in order to come up with better builds. That's pretty cool. But back to the game, we got something going on here. That was an early ass pool, and well, okay, I guess
I think he might have just gone pool first to make sure that no 3-Rex Reaper or anything came down. Wanted to play this a little bit safe. I mean, you know Carter, dude. He doesn't... I mean, I gotta say, that's pretty awesome of Carter. Like, because we kind of always say about him that he likes to play macro. So seeing games like that where he does, you know, Ling Ravager rushes, I think exactly the type of games he needs to, you know, continue to steamroll his way to the final. Where you got it, you can't, you know, people start to pick up on your play style, man. So, but I honestly think he's probably going to go back to what he's familiar with here and try and win a straight up macro game.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see what he does with this scout. The Overlord's going to poke in here in a little bit, and that'll kind of tell us where he goes from there, what he does post-scout. But the Reaper's going to come in from LittleMush, and he is going to see that nothing too crazy is going on. I bet he's going to scout a lot more closely now, given the last build that we saw. So,
well, kind of, that was one of the big problems with it, is he decided to build a Marine. And he never had that Reaper. To be honest with you, like, there's a lot of times where I build the Reaper and I can't ever get it up in there to scout the roach for him anyways. But still having it kind of would have been a little bit nice, you know?
Yeah. Just Jordan saying stream won't load. I haven't heard anyone else having problems with it. Will someone please type to him to maybe just try a refresh or something? I don't know. I haven't heard any complaints with that just yet. Someone type that out to him, please. I don't want to tab out and make the stream lock out.
The golden rule.
Yeah, the golden rule. So the Reaper's going to poke up and try to see what's going on, but the big scout here is that the third is not down just yet. So it wouldn't be down just yet anyway. It'd be a little early. Oh shit, a good pickup from Carter though.
Yeah,
is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, like where you're almost done. You're like, SCV, just finish it, and then you can die, and it's like dies, and then it's like, no, dude, I got what is that? 2 seconds left on the CC.
Yep,
that sucks. Get down there, Marines. Do your job.
Jordan was apparently the reason why he did that build, because him and Sheer were practicing it last night, and Jordan just got here, so he got here right after the build that they were practicing was done. That kind of sucks. He didn't get to see it, but good thing we saved VODs. We'll be able to send him the VOD or whatever.
How did he lose one? Got 2-1-1 and just kind of pulled across in a couple different places. LittleMush decided not to drop a third and decided to go for 3 more racks and just kind of did a big push up the middle on Overgrowth.
Yeah, it was basically like 2-1-1 on steroids with a lot of production behind it. Like, I don't know any other way to say it, but yeah. And then Carter did your guys' build that you guys were practicing, and then here we are. So welcome, just
here we are.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're caught up.
So third going down from Carter as he goes ahead and grabs an Evo Chamber. Baneling Nest going down as well. Reaper going to come across and most likely scout this third. Meanwhile, LittleMush going to try and shoo away this Overlord, but it did see... One sec, what did it see exactly? Did see the Tech Lab.
It got the... Well, I was just going to say it got the Baneling Nest scout as well, too, so he knows what he's up against. I think that's huge because seeing that knows that he's not going to run into a repeat of last game, if nothing else, so... That's got to be a welcoming sight compared to like a Roach Warren or something.
Yep. By the way, what is up? Pinecone 13, big donator from last night. Thanks again, man. And Logic, what's up, guys? Thank you very much for stopping in.
Yeah, both those guys hit us with some money last night. Not that it matters. We would have welcomed you to the channel either way, but I wouldn't have called you baby afterwards. So thank you guys and welcome to. No, I'm just kidding. But welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome.
Yep. So creep spread going down from Carter, starting to look pretty nice. He's gonna connect these bases and make it a little bit easier to get the scout off and transfer around. But the drop is picked up. At least one of... Does he have a second buyback? Nope.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to pop out as well. It's a little bit later. Last time that shit was executed perfect. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, you're right there. The Liberators would be the differentiator there. Carter's going to poke up in here and try to get a scout off. If nothing else, this SCV is going to get picked off. Oh! He's going to get it. No!
Yeah, so he's going to see these medevacs too as he's going to drop to clean up that Ling. He's going to pick back up now, try and find the damage. But that's a big tell to Carter. We'll have to see if Carter can respond appropriately. He does have a nice... Look at this Overlord spread, man.
Yeah, and I was going to say he looks a lot more prepared for this. He has 22 Lings in queue. He has Baneling... the Baneling's down. The speed isn't quite finished. Or is it? Yeah. Oh, he's much more prepared this time around, in my unprofessional opinion. But he did just barely see... Or not see the move out. I just wanted to throw the little subliminal shout out to Clan Just.
Wait, were you talking about Baneling speed? Because he actually doesn't have that.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay.
No, for some reason it was grayed out. I clicked on the Baneling. That's
yeah, well, that's what I did too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not the only one then.
No, it popped up like shortly afterwards. But this Liberator, as we see, reigning supreme over the natural. These Lings are coming in. He's going to have to get
That's good from LittleMush, kind of burying his Marines back there in that. Oh, shit. Okay, so he's going to be able to pick up and at least get away with a few Marines. But as we said, Carter wasn't going to be fooled by that again. He was much better prepared for it this time around. He already has his layer up. Bane's speed is finished, or not finishing, but I mean, it started. And he's working on +2 to melee, so.
Yep. And I got to say, that was actually really nice. The all those Spore Crawlers were able to help clean up the Liberator, so it wasn't just reigning supreme. One of the things that's nice about that is not only can you stop mining, but you're able to like clean up any larva from that base too, significantly reducing the amount of reinforcements and stuff. So being able to clean that Liberator up quickly, getting rid of it, you know, is nice. LittleMush flying out with these drops. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. He saw the army that time around. But it was a little bit too late, man. The Banes were already at his front door, and he has all of his stuff moved out across the map. Oh, he did shut his front door this time around, though, so these Lings are doing a bit of like a pathing move command.
He goes to attack the SCVs, and this is just going to be an absolute slaughter. That one bunker is still down, which will help the SCV, or the supply depots are spaced out kind of pretty nicely around that to help him. But drops, are they finding any damage as he starts to come in now? 2 at a time, one got cleaned up at least.
Yeah, and behind this, LittleMush is going with the drop into Carter's third. There's nothing really here to contest it just yet. A couple Lings are being made. But Carter is going to lose this third, but, you know, he did get a natural for it, a complete natural, as well as a lot of SCVs. So I'd say that's probably a fair trade, but LittleMush is going to make Carter pull back.
Baneling speed is done now, which is really going to start to bode well for Carter in these fights. No wall to speak of, so Carter can kind of just come back up in here and smash through these other supply depots. But he is fighting these drops. LittleMush does lose the units from those. He wants to keep every single unit alive, as he just doesn't have the economy to continuously reinforce with this.
Yeah, absolutely. He's trying to bait Carter over into these mines, and it looks like the Queen's going to take the brunt of it. I misspoke. Jordan was asking how did he get Bane speed before layer. The layer's at the natural, but I did misspeak. He didn't have it when I said it. But man, I think Carter's in a much better position. He got a lot of SCVs down, and LittleMush has rebuilt a lot of them, but now there's nothing really in the way of army to defend this flood that's about to come in. I'd imagine with a lot of Banes, 13 being morphed in right now.
Yep. You can hear Sheer Shaddai calling from chat, Bane Buster!
Yeah.
And that actually is going to happen.
Okay, I was going to say, if LittleMush can get out and see this, he got his mines down. Now he's just got to try to bait it in and get some mine shots.
Carter being smart and making sure to tank those Widow mine shots. So LittleMush is fighting with just what he has, these big Banelings. I think it's just going to be a little bit too much. Oh, isn't able to pick up what he really needs. I think this is the beginning of the end here, man.
Yeah, good connects from Carter, and unfortunately, again, these mines, though. Oh, so that was, I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just unintentional, but either way, those mines were just wasted on 2 Lings, and Carter has a significant portion of his Lings right here. So far, 18 SCVs have gone down. And there is a Bioforce that can clean this up, but at what cost? I mean, LittleMush just lost a lot of workers and is now sitting at 13 workers versus 33.
Yep, and it's not as if he, has a huge bank either. Sometimes when you're fighting, you're not paying attention, and you look back and you have a big bank to save you. He has, 57 minerals right now, man. This is scrappy. He needs to do what he can to try and move across the map and find some damage. The one thing he does have going for him, though, is Carter's third just got put up, and Carter doesn't have a fourth for larva or a macro hatch or anything like that. Oh, wait, I lied. He actually just has a macro hatch, but no fourth.
Yep, and LittleMush is starting to feel the pressure, you can tell, because he has loaded up a pretty big Doom Drop, or whatever you want to call it, and he's going to fly in and try to equalize some of this econ damage, I'd imagine. But Carter does have his Spire down right now, and it's about to finish as well. So as long as he can just bite off a little bit of time and pop out some mutas, these medevac drops will become a lot less scary. But he doesn't have it just yet, so we'll see how this drop does. It's about to unload here up in the main.
Big Doom Drop. We'll have to see, does he have any Widow Mines with this to help him clean out some of those Banelings? He does have one. The Liberators are going to start to siege up.
The Banes! Okay. That was a good pickup, man. He didn't lose any of that bio.
He needs to burrow those Widow Mines, dude. Okay, pick up. So, man, with that Spore there, I think he was able to clean up, or he cleaned it up before it burrowed. But that really forces LittleMush to back up and have to take a different positional fight, which isn't really what he wants to. He wants to maximize his damage right now.
Yep, absolutely, and I haven't seen any more SCVs come down from LittleMush. He's sticking at 16, so he's just going to do full production from here on out and try to get this game over with, and I don't blame him for that. because now he's in that really weird situation where he needs to recover from losing so many SCVs.
Oh man, nice
These are
drop,
insane
Micro.
pickups. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
was,
unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough. If Carter isn't really losing any eco from this, Carter can literally do this all day. Unfortunately, LittleMush cannot. Carter just has to stick with it. LittleMush having to back up. But really, I mean, that was very good drop, Micro. Trying to maximize the effectiveness of all the units that he could.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's on the back foot, so I'm not trying to count him out by any means. It was just crazy to me that Carter was able to do that much damage early on, and now I think LittleMush is feeling it. That was the only point I was trying to make. But he's not out of it at all. The dude's monster with this Micro, and with that amount of...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say with that kind of drop pickup play, he's not gonna lose too many units. So we'll see if he could just be on his way out of this.
Yeah, he could absolutely have good splits. Carter could take a really bad Widowmine shot or something like this. So I definitely don't want to count LittleMush out. But Carter, I mean, the point still stands that he can afford to do this for a while. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get caught out not having Banelings.
Yep. So he's poking in with just a little bit of Bioforces. It's gonna get cleaned up pretty convincingly, but the big push is behind it, or I guess if you want to call it that. And it does have mine support. So as you said, a couple of really good mine hits, and he's back in the game. But he needs to get those or something. You can kind of tell that he's feeling the burn to do some economic damage, as he still hasn't built any SCVs. Again with the pickup, man.
Yeah, taking up a significant amount of lings there, but the Bio has to back up now off the creep. This one Liberator trying to figure out what it should do with its life.
Yeah, and Carter has the Spire down. He just didn't make any mutants yet, but it looks like he's choosing to go with Corruptors. So he's just trying to bide his time, as we said, until he can get out some anti-air to deal with these medevacs. But until then, he's going to get dropped all over. The one thing he has going for him, though, is these Overlords are just all over the map, and whenever LittleMush picks up and moves out, Carter's got an eye on it pretty much constantly. So.
Yep, absolutely, man. So LittleMush doing what he can. Unfortunately, unable to pump out a whole bunch of medevacs without too much Vespine. But he's going to come up here. Ooh, he's going to take a bad Baneling shot. Should be able to pick up and get out of there at least, though.
Yep, and now the Corruptors have popped, so it's going to become a lot more awkward to move these medevacs around and just kind of have his way with drops. So the Corruptors are out. They kind of got move commanded over to the main army, but once they join this fight, the medevacs are going to... Okay, so it looks like he probably saw him, given that he's picking up and loading out. Man, still no SCVs, though, from LittleMush. As Carter's sitting at 49 drones to LittleMush's 18. Okay, so he built a couple rounds now. I think he knows. But he's still got a couple Marines kind of being rallied over, so maybe he's just going to try to give it one last go with the drop up in the main and pushing Marines through the natural.
Yeah, we'll have to see, man. So he comes up and he's going to at least drop the Liberator. But there's just so many lings here with these Corruptors now. He's finally going to see, oh, man, I can't be flying around dropping all the time. So this is going to get even tougher for him. The lings, man, look at this one. And he's
the mines hit all the Corruptors, but it just wasn't enough.
There's going to be a huge surround here. Look at that, man. Look at the swarm.
Just too much Zerg, man. The medevacs got picked off by all the Corruptors, and the Lynx cleaned up with the ground forces, and now LittleMush is feeling it. But he did do a pretty fat round of workers, so he's trying to macro his way out of it. I'm not sure. You know, he needs some really, really good mine hits or something.
Yep. So indeed.
Yeah.
So looks like he's going to come over and try and drop the third. There's 2 meters there. They'll just immediately shut that down.
Yep. He's going to force the cancel or just go for it. Oh, okay. So he got the cancel.
Yep. Looks like some lings are making their way across the map. A couple of drones, too. Look at them. Look at those beast drones, dude. Like, we're lings, man.
Don't mind us.
I know. We're here to build proxy hatcheries.
Oh, jeez. All right, so LittleMush is going to come out here and try to take his third and get that rolling, but it's going to be scouted by Carter, and I'd imagine Carter will not allow that. So he's going to split off his... oh, shit. Here we go.
Very good to make sure that he doesn't go in and tank any of those Widowmine shots. And LittleMush trying to back up, drop those Widowmines, but I think it's just going to be too much here. Oh, man. The Widowmine, dude. The final blow.
Yeah.